Was that the end or the beginning?
What do you mean?
Of what what was all that about? Was that we were doing an ending, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because this is the beginning. Hello, welcome to Lick Cannon.
No.
Surprise!
No.
The show is not over. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, what? Go on.
I know, I don't know.
You're the one who
sighed.
restarted this thing.
Go easy on me.
I would like a Mario Party maker.
Yes.
People make boards.
I know. That's what I've been saying. Mario Party Maker. Like, yeah, imagine the boards that people could come up with. It's like, oh shit, do I want to go this route? Or, like, imagine like some allured, like a labyrinthine Mario Kart board. That's someone like, what a fucking
the Nintendo
maze.
gods have spoken.
Wow. Okay. Like a fucking maze. Like someone builds like a fucking maze. Like,
Like the trauma sadist nerds of the world would make some amazingly horrible things.
Yeah. Like you end up going down. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay, so the board, it's a maze. There's multiple paths to get to however you want to go, but then every so often, like every like
walls change.
Every like third time, walls change or things are flipped. Like oh shit, he activate like
Kind of like
the
that labyrinth
countdown.
game where all the pathways will suddenly switch up.
Yeah. Or like you'll be in a path with a bunch of like exclamation points, but then someone hits like the third thing over here, so then they switch over to all bad luck spaces. So you're like, no, fuck, I wasn't in a good hallway anymore.
No.
And yeah, walls could change, so you end up having to like turn around.
That would be awesome.
Like how would the star
The star could always be in the middle.
Always in the middle? Okay. So star is always in the middle. Every time you get the star, you get teleported back to the outer edge. Mm-hmm. So then you have to weave your way back through.
Mm-hmm. Does everyone get teleported back to the edge?
Yeah. So at the same time?
The first person who gets to it resets everyone automatically.
No. They would just tag you, and they also would have to keep going. But then depending on maybe you see someone is making a move like, oh shit, I can get over here, and the next turn they're gonna be fucked.
So you try and control the movement of the boards with
yes
with the way the monster guys move.
Like, oh, how dirty would so much of this gameplay be?
It would get pretty nasty if we allowed it.
Like, oh my god,
this fake game that we've invented. This is like
copyright Lit Cannon
fan fiction game design.
And yeah, and then you can find Latiku somewhere, a couple of shops here and there.
Ooh, we could still have the guys that will transport you to other people.
Yeah, like you can have that
scattered about.
You always have the tube. If you do you want to risk going through the maze to get a tube, just a tube right over, or do you want to risk just going the path to the actual star?
Yeah, the money strategy, just buy the tube over and over again.
Yeah, just hope you can win in the mini games. Saying there's two different strategies there, and then say
we've created the new chess.
You want to go one way, but then it's like, oh, hey, if I go this way, though, I can get an ally. I can circle around then, or I can turn around. And I guess you can't turn around. You have to do a little circle, a little bit. Do you want to diverge yourself by a couple of steps if you go that way, just to get an ally?
But if you do one turn, that could change the board drastically.
The board changing. Maybe it costs 5 coins to change. Oh no, okay. Would it be cost 5 coins to change the board, or the countdown step thing, where the bomb goes off after 5 steps? There's a certain spot that 5 steps, so you can do it, on purpose or not. I guess maybe just once. Every time you land on it, just maze changes. It's fuck, we're the aliens.
The aliens.
So yeah, and there's some chomps. There's some chomps in there. You're like, you can't touch me, and then you accidentally take 1 too many steps on the dice. You're like, shit. And he fucking pounds you. Like, give me your money, boss. Boss wants it. But
I
they're
think
just
we've invented a great game.
But they're just wild animals in this maze. It would be haunted house themed because what's creepier than a labyrinth of death?
Oh, they've got the ghost houses and everything.
Exactly. It's a haunted house maze. There's like a ghost chomp chomp that's running around. Yes!
Sometimes it's corporeal and sometimes it's not, so it might stomp on you.
What if there's a fucking chomp chomp just running around, so the walls are changing and it moves more? And so you're like, shit. Like, changes Ghost's thing comes through and it's like, no. Like that scene from Ghostbusters 2 when Winston was like, as the train drove by. I was like, what was that? I didn't get the license plate. It's like that. They take like half your coins.
That would suck.
So you got to keep in mind, like, okay, you got to keep in mind where you want to go. Do you want to go to the tube? Do you want to go to the star, the chomp chomp? Where do you think that thing's going to end up going?
It's very much like chess because then you're trying to keep walls in place and stuff like that.
Exactly. But then it's like, okay, I got to move this one. Well, yeah. And sometimes you can move it, and you'll get the chomp chomp down. Like, okay, good. If you
we can trap him down here,
now,
guys.
Trap him for a little bit. Create allies and friendships.
Nintendo, put us on your payroll.
We're just gonna make this game ourselves.
Sure, you know how to program?
Any programmers out there who want to totally work for
nothing, literally nothing.
And the exposure of this very tiny podcast. We're gonna make this game. It's $1 million idea. We're gonna call it
like we could just de-Mario it too.
Why exactly?
Paper over everything and a different.
Just paper over it. I don't own fucking haunted houses. So we got ghosts. We got haunted houses. Like the chomp chomp can be a fucking wolf.
Gargoyle monster.
Yeah. Ooh, gargoyle monster. All right. And then our main hero could be anything. Anything. Maybe he's a lumberjack.
He could be a lumberjack.
Yeah.
I mean, they took a plumber and made him into a...
And lumberjacks are strong and sturdy. And his rival from another dimension, what was he? He's a bear.
His rival is a bear?
Yep. Yes! Oh my god, yes! A lumberjack versus a fucking bear? It writes itself! Yes, okay, so this bear in this other dimension is taking over the forest. But luckily there's a fairy...
Lumberjack man?
No, a fairy queen.
A fairy queen.
A fairy queen that's like, we need help! And luckily, one day, Lumberjack and his sidekick, Lumberjill, got a job in the forest. And there's this poor wounded animal. So they try to follow it to find it. The next thing you know, they're teleported. They go through a portal into this world terrored over by the bear. Bearsaurus. Working title. And so I was like, well, shit, we gotta stop this bear. And the bear has minions like porcupines and...
attack squirrels.
Like raccoons and squirrels in the air throwing rocks at you. Turtle! Maybe we should avoid turtles. Tortoises.
Might be getting into trademark.
That's what I was worried about. So what turtles? No siree, Bob.
No turtles.
Armadillos. Because those are in the forest.
They are, and they're armored.
Exactly.
Yes.
The pangolin. So yeah, he's fighting, kicking those things. And then, like, he saves... okay, so yeah, and then he, saves the watchtowers in each world, in each leg of the forests of this, each country of forests. There's a lot of weird forests. And oh my god, okay, there's those fucking giant trees in like fucking Northwest. Mm-hmm. Like that's obviously a giant themed world.
Oh, very nice. Redwoods.
Right, we got the evergreens, so we can go some ice, get some cold, Christmassy. We got there's like a forest that's a fucking bayou,
And very nice, yes.
Like
Swampy.
Yes, I love bayous. Love bayous.
Have you been to a bayou?
Yes.
Ugh.
They're so beautiful.
They are beautiful, but they're hot and they're smelly and they're full of bugs.
And then what else we got? I mean, we have obviously just a standard forest.
Obviously.
World. We got desert cacti.
Oh yeah.
Is there a forest of cacti here? Why not? Like, what that would hurt? A forest of cacti.
Oh, it would not be good.
Like, imagine that level. That's hot. And yep. And the bear. And the bear.
You stray off the path and you take damage.
Yeah. And the bear has some cubs that are threatening the watchtowers. But luckily, Lumberjack here, we don't have a name for him yet. Lumberjack ends up.
Isn't it Jack?
Sure.
Lumberjack,
Yeah.
Jack.
Lumberjack. Jack the Lumberjack.
Jack Lumberjack.
Jack Lumberjack. Jack L. Umber. Well, so Jack, has to go save the watchtowers from the cubs. And then he finally gets to the bear's territory. All kinds of dead trees. Because it's a dead forest. Because he set it on fire.
He's a fire bear.
He's the anti-Smokey the Bear. Lighty the Bear. So we get
Sparky.
there. And
Sparky
then
the bear.
he starts fire to his already fucking dead forest. Don't ask me how he does it. He's an amazing arsonist. And so then he goes onto a helicopter to get the fuck out. But luckily, Jack jumps on. So now he's on the helicopter. And that's where they fight. And then Bearosaurus, working title, falls into the fiery pit that he set. The end. You saved the fairy. And the fairy queens are released. I forgot about those guys. The end. Breathtaking, huh?
Yes. That was glorious.
She's left speechless.
Look at her. She's also hypnotized, enthralled by this story of Lumberjack Jack.
Jack L. Umber and his partner, I don't want to go with Lumberjane. No. Let's just call her Jane. No, not Jane.
Lumber Lisa.
Lumber Lisa. Lisa. Jack and Lisa.
Or name her after some rando tree.
Jack and Lisa.
Sequoia.
They just go chopping. Chop, 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 chop. What kind of fires or what kind of powers do they have? Grow really big. Eat some mushrooms. No, we can't do mushrooms.
Berserker power.
Eat some fungi. Eat some berries. You can get some berries out in the forest, and they'll take the armadillo armor, make it a shield or something.
Very nice.
This is all for the board game.
Yeah, like it's really spawned its own thing.
So,
went from being
a
maze to a full-fledged franchise.
It's all there.
With multiple worlds.
It's all there. It's all there. We're gonna go reverse. We're gonna make the board game first, and then we're gonna do the origin of Jack L. Umber. Like and subscribe, I guess. Like and subscribe. And yeah, I guess, I don't know. Twitter, find us.
Comment. Facebook or the YouTube.
Or the YouTubes or the Spotify's.
The Spotify?
Deal.
Oh. Squish. Squish. There's a big wrinkle.
You're just slowly falling. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.